I really have to say that in my own defense here with regards to my situation, part of the reason that I acted like I did in doing the things that I did as far as collecting evidence and such is because this went on for years. My situation didn't just start with them removing Tiara. So when I made these videos reporting what had happened and had occurred to me and my children, because Tara Carpenter and William Carpenter didn't just stalk me, they stalked my kids too. William also went after my godkids as well. My godkids I was blessed to be able to have them for a year for school while their mom was off doing other things, and she was recovering from an injury from a shoulder surgery. And they were my godkids, and Mr. and Mrs. Carpenter's kids were going to the same school, Sam Adams School. And their Mr. and Mrs. Carpenter had their kids picking on my godchildren. Mr. Carpenter even attempted to run my godson over with a vehicle. These people were so ridiculous. They rode up and down my street, and then when one of Mr. Carpenter's cousins had me ride down their street, I didn't even know he lived down on the street that he lived on behind the school. You know, this for somebody who was not supposed to be around kids. He lived behind the elementary school. I didn't know they lived back there. And so, when Ducci, that's what they call her, Lena Price, and I were riding around trying to look for her an apartment, we happened to go on that road and we saw Tara. I didn't know they lived there. And Ducci was like, yeah, you didn't, she knew when she saw my reaction to Tara that I didn't know that they had lived there. And so she was shocked. Anyway, my point here is this. I don't go hunting these people out. Every time we moved, they wound up behind us. And, there are things I did to kind of trick them a little bit. And actually, some stuff was accidental. Like when I was going to move into the trailer park in Edwardsburg and was unable to because I lost my baby. I had stillborn. And they turned around and moved into the trailer park that I was going to move into. Right behind me. And then I wound up moving to Cassopolis, and they moved right behind me. They went from one location to another and then to another, and I didn't even know they were in the area. I don't pay attention to these people like that. People just don't understand. And so we've got a situation here with regards to something that people tried to pretend had just started and was, oh, my fault, when it really wasn't. And these guys had been harassing and they had been messing and picking and doing all of this for a long, long time. It wasn't just the head injury. There were other things that occurred, like with the drug raid where the drug task force gave Tara Carpenter my stuff knowing that she was not me. It was absolutely ridiculous. These people just were, they were inappropriate time after time after time. And that's something that really we need to address. That's a people problem, not a policy problem. And as long as we continue to let that behavior go on and we don't consequence it with regards to law enforcement, that's where your problem is, right there. And it's not just, my concern is everybody wants to blame it on the police. But, we've got judges and people that are politicians and all these prosecutors and all these people who were higher up who were allowing all of this behavior to occur. And they're not consequencing these guys for it. They're not holding their own selves accountable. They just go with whatever rules they choose to follow rather than following the blind justice that we are supposed to have in the United States, which is one of the reasons people looted and rioted last year. And it's one of the big, big problems that we as a country need to pull together in order to try to fix if we want real change. We have to appropriately call these people out, and we have to call out the agencies that don't do their jobs when they fail to reprimand people in authority. With God's love, I hope and pray that people listen to what I'm saying and we can find a new way to come together in a positive fashion with a positive attitude that creates real change. With God's love. God bless America. Have a blessed day. And pack the badge.